I'm being optimistic with the sunglasses because I'm sure it's going to come out at some point today. Unfortunately, I don't think it's coming out for sunrise. I had a cunning plan for this morning. I've been getting mixed information about the tide heights, and tide heights were the important bit today. Very important for the image that I wanted to shoot. I'm not going to say anything because I'm not going to get the image, so I'm going to save it for another day, but it was inspired by a certain Mr. Neil Burnell, whose, as I've said before, work I absolutely adore. But I'm here now, and I'm going to make the best of it. I'm at Brixham, and I'm just going to concentrate on details. I'm not sure details is the right word for it. As you can see up there, it looks like there's a bit of colour, but again it's this phone. Although there is actually some blue sky. Look, blue sky. Woohoo! And there does appear to be a bit of colour coming through. But as I haven't got a subject to actually shoot, it's a bit of a waste. I've had a wander up and down this little bit of foreshore, and I've picked out a couple of rocks. That one, which I quite like on its own. I'm only shooting on 17-55, so I've got a little bit of sky and a little bit of the distant hills in, which will get lost in Photoshop. I'm thinking of a square crop, but I'm not certain yet. And then, where is it? Oh no, sorry, that was the one first. Then I've gone for that one, and down here we have another rock bed. So I've kind of got this one coming in bottom left hand corner, and it goes out and then pulls onto that one. And I actually quite like that. I'm excluding the sky. I'm just going to take another shot. I'm not using any filters. I'm shooting at f9, and I've got 8 seconds on the timer at the moment. And yeah, not sure why, and I'm not entirely convinced it works, but I actually quite like that image. I'll flip you around and see if we can show you what I'm doing. So that's the scene as we look at it. We've got, and I'm sure this isn't focusing. No, it's a pain, this thing. We've got the rocks here, and then we've got that rock there. And I bizarrely kind of quite like that. I think that was the better one. The tide was slightly lower. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what it is that appeals about that, but I do kind of like that. While I'm waiting for something more interesting to happen, which I don't think it's going to. Oh, getting caught up. It's a very calm day today, although the wind is picking up considerably. And I was just talking to that gentleman over there, and he was saying that the winds are due to pick up and high tide isn't until 9 o'clock. Because that's another thing that I found a bit bizarre. A couple of apps that I went onto said the high tide was 8 o'clock and was 3.6 metres. And another website I went on to said it was 4.6 metres and 9 o'clock. Marella Coyle, you sent me in a couple of waterfall images. And I know you were toying between a slow exposure and a longer exposure, because sometimes the longer exposure just smooths the water out too much and you want to show the power of the particular fall. So I believe I've chosen the one with the shorter shutter speed, which shows just that. I think it's a lovely image. Thank you ever so much for sending it in. I'll pop it up next, see what you think, and I might come back with some photography next and some more waffling. Well, the tide is still coming in, which is really good. The wind is picking up, so we're getting a bit of wave action, which is even better. Not quite high enough for what I'd been hoping for, Clouds breaking up a little bit. So we're getting quite a dramatic sky, but I'm not interested in the sky. I'm shooting Sharlston Pool. Now, for those of you who haven't seen Neil's image from this, take a look at it. It is phenomenal. It's on his Flickr feed, it's on his Instagram feed. I'll pop your link below, or up here, one of the two. It blew my mind when I saw it. Even more so when I came here yesterday, because I came for a scout. And I thought, holy smoke. Because the guy is so unassuming about his skill and his ability. Now, they say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Excuse me, I'm just faffing, I'm just trying to set another shot off. I'm shooting at f9, I've upped the ISO to 200 because it's so flipping dark. I've got the 6-stop on and I've got a 0.6 grad on, because although the sky isn't going to be in the final image, I find it easier to, just realised I'm shooting into the wind. I find it a lot easier to manipulate an image if I'm not working with blown out bits. It makes life simpler, at least it does for me. And it looks for all the world like the heavens are about to open over there. Oh, excuse me, I just need to try, see what that image is doing. Yep, we're getting there. We're just catching the highlights. Excuse me a second, I just want to see what exposure time that was. 38 seconds at f9 with ISO 200. Still not quite what I'm after, but getting there. Yep, it's got possibilities. Just need that tide to come in a little bit longer. I'm trying to avoid doing too high a shutter speed or too long a shutter speed, because I don't want the water 100% smooth. At least I don't think I do. I'll not know till I get it on the computer. But yeah, Neil's image just blew my mind. And if I can achieve anything near that, I will be very happy. It's never going to be a direct copy. I don't have those skills. But it gives me something to aim for. And it will keep me occupied in Photoshop for quite some considerable time, I think. Right, I'm going to carry on faffing around here. I say it's not much of interest. Oh, big trawler coming in over the other side. He looked like a little blob to you. Fair licking along he is. Note to self, remember to bring both your gloves, not just one. My hand's flipping frozen. I don't know why I left it in the van. I'm going to go back and do a couple more shots of the pool, but I was getting a bit bored. It was just image after image after image. I'm probably going to end up blending some, but I think I quite like what I've got. And then I wandered down here. I'd seen these rocks. Where are we? No, not there. That one, and this one. And I thought this one might be too close to the walkway. But I've set the shot up. We've got some beautifully dramatic clouds up there. Loads of texture, bit of colour coming through. I've popped the 6-stop on, or I've still got the 6-stop on, and I've got 2.6 ND grads, one soft, one hard. And I am shooting, so I was just watching about. F9, 15 seconds. And I really like that. It's catching the swell around these rocks. That white splodge is going to have to disappear as it kind of draws the eye in. But then the distant hills kind of disappear. Yeah, I'm quite impressed with that. I kept looking and wandering away while I was doing my long exposures. Great, just walk off and leave the camera. And I kept looking at these, and first one that caught my eye was this long one here. But it didn't really lead out anywhere, and I kept getting that end in, which has got the lighthouse, and it's the breakwater at Brixham. So I wasn't keen on that bit. But yes, that's quite dark and moody, and I think that works quite well. Oh, yeah, the horizon is there, but it's misty anyway. As you can see, there is a slight sort of haze over there, so that won't take much to blend away. I'm just going to try and reduce the shutter speed even more. Let's take it down to 13 seconds, because I'm loving the swirly white froth that we get down here, rather than it just being totally calm. Maybe I'm getting away from long exposures. Oh, you never know. Yeah, I can see the tide. It's definitely a 9 o'clock high tide. Let's see what that did. Yeah. Yes, I think it's time for me to go back up there, because that is now doing exactly what I want it to do. Ooh. It's worth getting a cold hand for.